Alright, Mankeys, this is what we have been preparing for these few weeks. Mankeys, I know we haven't been together long, but the name has been around for a while, and we cannot shame this name today. We have arguably the toughest week 1 match in this season 4 of the GBA, but I don't want to let that get to us. Sure, the Pelippers, they may have Mega Venusaur, they may have Sylveon, they even might have a Spiritomb, but we gotta come ready to win. Eyes fixed on the prize, Mankeys. Garchomp, I'm looking at you. I want you to punish that Entei. I want you to punish that Extreme Speed Entei like you've never punished a pup before. And Milotic, when you catch that Venusaur going for a Giga Drain, I want you to put on your coat of mirrors. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? We got a game to win. Let's go. What's going on, Shady people? ShadyPenguinn here, welcoming you to the GBA, the Week 1 Battle of the Global Battle Association. This is a Pokemon sports-like league, and this week we are going up against the new Orlean Pelippers. John Pokemon, whose YouTube link will be in the description, arguably the #1 seed of the GBA, in my opinion, one of the best teams, probably the worst team we could be going up against. He wished me good luck in Skype, but I'm not typing right now because I'm recording. So John, to your face in the video, even though you're not watching right now, good luck, have fun. No hacks, as you said, please. But John has an incredible cast of Pokemon to choose from, and because of that, we had a bit of a tough time planning for it. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm upset that our week 1 is against probably, I know in preseason I said I was afraid of versing Geo. This is probably more terrifying. By the way, rocking my New York Mankeys shirt because you know we have to every single week. Hope you're rocking yours too as you watch this. So, if you don't have one, you'll pick one up, link is in the description. We have Octavius, our Mega Scizor, running the U-Turn, Bullet Punch, Superpower, Swords Dance. Swords Dance is just there for late game. I'm not going to set up until it's a very late game, until Venusaur is gone. We have Dragon Tail, the Garchomp with the Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, Physical Wall, coupled with Juliet, our special wall. Missing her Romeo this week because Superior just did not fit, but Juliet is here. It is packing the Mirror Coat for the Venusaur. It's also got Scald, Recover, and Toxic. Bruce, the Assault Vest Guts. If we can get poisoned or burned in this battle, Conkeldur's gonna put in so much work, it's gonna be insane. I have the Mach Punch, the Drain Punch, the Knockoff, and the Facade for the Venusaur does 54% to defensive Venusaur when I have a status ailment. Then we got Clouded, our Azelf. Cody, big shout out to you. We have our Expert Belt Azelf with Psychic U-Turn as well, because I needed a little more U-Turn action. I think I put an Energy Ball on there instead of Thunderbolt because Energy Ball was going to cover Crocodile, and it was also going to cover another Mon, Empoleon. So, and then we also have one other move. What is your other move, Cody? Clouded, what is your other move? Psychic U-Turn, Nasty Plot for late game as well. I would have to, I can only take one hit or I have to be forcing a switch to get a Nasty Plot off, but that could be deadly. And you have Godfather with Brave Bird, Sucker Punch. The 4th move, there was no reason to run Heat Wave against my opponent. He has no Pokemon that are really weak to fire. I got Superpower and I have Protect just to scout. Maybe it'll come in handy with Toxic. I'm not really sure. Protect there is definitely a questionable move. But John, we're going in for this battle right now. Nerves are high. This is week 1, but like I was going to say, it's okay. We have our #1 seeded match right now. Oh my gosh, look at this team that he brought. He brought both dogs. Now, here's the big problem for me. Raikou is a huge threat. Absolutely monstrous threat to my team. Granted, Assault Vest Conkeldurr can probably handle its own, but man, this is going to be a very tough team. He does have the Entei, which we planned for. He does have the Venusaur, which we planned for. We're fine with the Sylveon. That Uxie can be a bit of a problem. 100% that Uxie could be a bit of a problem. I might open up Clouded versus Uxie. I really feel like he's gonna lead with that. He did not bring the Empoleon, so his Rock Setter upper is most likely going to be Uxie. Now, I will be looking up Pokemon. I will be doing everything I can to win this game. You guys may think that's unfair, but I'm sure every coach does it during the game. They run damage calcs, they do all that stuff. Uxie's a problem because it gives John a lot of coverage. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and open up. I'm gonna have to open up Clouded. Clouded outspeeds everything on my opponent's team except for Extreme Speed Entei and Raikou. So it's something we have to remember. Clouded is my fastest Mon. Do I really want to open up with that? Do I want to open up with my fattest Mon? I don't feel comfortable opening up with Bruce. Then again, Bruce can kind of handle Uxie. I could take a Psychic and get a knockoff off. Do I really want to do that? That's the question. Do I really want to do that? Or do I want to open up Godfather? I'm going to open up Godfather. I'm going to regret that. I'm going to regret that. I can't overthink. The one thing my friend was telling me, I was discussing the GBA with him, don't overthink. I think I just overthought way too much. Absolutely 100%. Let's see what he opens up with. This is week 1 of the GBA. Navi the Uxie. So we have Godfather here. Now, this is a bit of a problem. I can't very well Sucker Punch. I can't Protect. I honestly have to Brave Bird and see how much it does. I don't know why in the world I opened up with Godfather. Darn it, opening up with our Zelf would have been fine. We could have went ahead. I almost just don't know if he's gonna set up screens. I don't know what he's gonna do. I should have brought Brick Break Brick Break Bruce, our Conkeldurr. It just stinks because this Pokemon can have Stealth Rock, it can have screens. I really want to know what it has. I kind of want to Protect, but I really don't want to give it free rocks. If I Sucker Punch and he goes for an attack, that would be a KO'd Uxie most likely, unless he's defensively invested, which he probably is. He's opening with it. You know what? I'm Brave Birding. I'm Brave Birding right now. I am Brave Birding right now. I do not care. I do not care. I really wish I would have opened it with my Zelf. I could have got a U-turn off, would have done some damage. Expert Belt would have been fantastic. Unfortunately, though, we did make that last second change. We're gonna get the Brave Bird off. We're gonna see how much it does. There was no reason for me to open up with Honchkrow because Honchkrow is my most obvious Venusaur counter. We see the Rocky Helmet on Navigate. That's gonna do half HP, and he's gonna go for the Foul Play, which is probably gonna not take me out because I resist it, but one more hit onto this thing will take me out. Now, getting rid of Navi, meaning we're gonna get rid of rocks, could be something. It could definitely be something. Basically, if we Brave Bird, we're gonna trade Honchkrow for Uxie. Now, is that a favor? I'm thinking Hearthstone right now. Is that a favorable trade for us? Do we do that? Getting rid of his defensive wall turn 1. He is okay with it because that means that I no longer, he does have a Wish Passer in Sylveon. He's probably okay with that because he's getting rid of Godfather, which looks like my Venusaur counter. Now, Juliet has Mirror Coat. Mirror Coat one-shots Mega Venusaur if I take a Giga Dream. 100% one-shots. So I'm not too worried about it. And I have Clouded, which can also kind of handle Venusaur. I have ways to get rid of it. So getting rid of Honchkrow turn 1, just straight up trading doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna trade them off. You know what? No Stealth Rocks. Not that Stealth Rocks are a huge deal against my team, but just in case he had them, we're just gonna trade these two Pokemon off. We're gonna go down to the Rocky Helmet, the Life Orb Recoil, and all that stuff. Now, because I go down to my Recoil, I don't believe that Uxie gets a knockout. I think the Godfather gets a knockout. I know it does, but I don't think Uxie does. Now, okay, so we lost our bird. Which could be pretty bad. Could be pretty bad. Now I'm feeling pretty comfortable going out into my fastest Mon Clouded. If he goes out into his Raikou, that's gonna be the worst case scenario for us. So straight up trading Godfather, I don't know how I feel about that. Don't know. I mean, it seems like a stupid play against the Venusaur, but like I said, I'm not worried. For some reason, I'm no longer worried about the Venusaur. But then I'm going out to my second Venusaur counter if I do that. So do I think that he's gonna go into Raikou? If I don't think he's gonna go into Raikou, will he go into Raikou? See, Dragon Tail's gonna have a tough time. I feel like he's gonna predict me going into Dragon Tail and he's gonna go into either Sylveon or Raikou. I'm gonna go into Clouded just because it's our fastest Mon and we can U-turn out of there. This started off not the way that I wanted it to start off. Pokemente. Now, I have to admit, I'm a little nervous when this thing hits the field because when Sacred hits the field, I love that name, Pokemente. When Sacred hits the field, I want to go out into Dragon Tail. It's a really, really obvious play, without a doubt. And like I said, Extreme Speed really, really is going to hurt if he goes for that. I am going to switch out into Dragon Tail. This thing could sub up. This thing could honestly sub up. That could be a huge problem. We're going to go directly out into Dragon Tail, the Garchomp. Don't want to overthink things. Goes for the Sacred Fire. 50% chance to burn. We do resist it though, so we take it quite nicely. Does in fact get the burn. That is going to matter. That is going to matter a lot. So he doesn't. Oh man, this thing could have done so much work. This thing could have done so much work. Entei and Raikou would have not enjoyed this thing. All right, I think I'm just gonna get rocks up. I can't see Entei staying in. Garchomp pretty much has to get out of here as soon as possible. Warren Sap the Venusaur. Okay, now I'm nervous. Now I'm 100% nervous because Venusaur's hit the field and I said I wasn't worried about it, but I am so worried about it. I am so worried about it. I am so worried about it. I have to switch out. I have to go, it stinks, but I have to go out into Bruce. I have to go out into Bruce. I've run through this 1,000 times in my mind. I have no switching but Bruce. I have no switching but Bruce. None whatsoever. None. So we have to go into Bruce. He's gonna Mega Evolve as he's supposed to. And if we can just get rid of this thing, I mean, Entei's still gonna be a huge problem for us. Goes for the Giga Drain. I was really hoping to see a Sludge Bomb. Giga Drain is not going to do too much. I really want to. I just want to see him go for something else. I want to scout. I really do want to scout. Because I have to get Juliet in here, but safely, I have to get Juliet in here, but safely. I just don't know how. He doesn't have anything that he really wants to switch in against this thing. Maybe Sylveon. Sylveon's a pretty good switch in against this thing. But at which point I will definitely go on into Juliet. I don't think Facade is going to do much until, I don't want to reveal Facade until I get status. If I get status, and this is why I was going back and forth between running Assault Vest and just the Flame Orb, Assault Vest, Flame Orb. Right now it seems like, of course, the Flame Orb would have been a better situation because Facade would have really destroyed anyone. He couldn't switch into it safely. But, yeah, deep regrets. I needed something that could switch into Venusaur, which I didn't have before. Now, I could just go for the knockoff just to see. I know it's not going to do any damage. It's a waste of a turn. But I can't do anything else. It's either I sacrifice Dragon Tail or I sacrifice Bruce. And I really can't see myself sacrificing Bruce. I almost have to sacrifice Dragon Tail at this point. I really do. Ah! I have to sacrifice Dragon Tail. I really don't want to see a sludge. I don't want to see the fact that he goes for a Sludge Bomb. I don't want to see it. John would never do that with a potential Guts right there. Goes for the Giga Drain again. He has no reason not to. We're just gonna have to let Dragon Tail go. This is really unfortunate turn of events. Really, really unfortunate, but I have no other option but to let Dragon Tail go. And Dragon Tail would have done a lot of work. I mean, it wouldn't have done too much if the Raikou was holding the if the Raikou was holding the HP Ice, it wouldn't have mattered much. Now there's a chance that John will switch out and let me go down to Burn just to let his Mega Venusaur stay at full health. I could definitely see that. But this is just one of those this matchup, losing that Honchkrow turn 1, was that a wise decision to trade Uxie for Honchkrow? Don't know. I guess it wasn't. Probably wasn't, considering Honchkrow did work to Hariyama and Venusaur. The only one I really had to worry about was Raikou, but it had a Sucker Punch on there for it. Now, had I gone for Sucker Punch turn 1 against the Uxie, predicting the foul play, I could not predict the foul play. I really expected rocks or screens or something, especially had the Rocky Helmet. That did no damage. And now he goes for the Sludge Bomb just to laugh in my face. Just to laugh in my face. Now, now I can go out into Clouded here. Either we go into Clouded or we go into Melodic and really try to catch him with the Mirror Coat right away. But Clouded seems like the much safer play. Clouded seems like the much safer play. I'm sure John knows that a Psychic will take him out. Now, I can't set up a nasty plot as much as I sort of want to. I can't set up a nasty plot because if I could get rid of either the Raikou or the Entei, the problem is that I speed tie with Raikou. And that's if he's not choiced. If he has no choiced users, which Raikou looks like would have been his only one. Well, choice Scarf user, I should say. So I really want to know what that thing has on it. What I'm going to do is I am just going to predict the switch and go for the U-turn. I really can't see him keeping his Venusaur in. I really can't. If he keeps it in, I just got completely outplayed. I really, really did. That's not even me trying to overpredict. It's just Psychic just about. I think it does one shot from that range. It does 92% with Expert Belt. So, and that's if he's physically defensive. So if he's specially defensive and he stays in, that makes sense. He knows he can eat it, but he can't one-shot Clouded anyway. So I really feel as though he's going to switch out. I just don't know into what. Can't really go into his Hariyama, even if that is his Assault Vest user. It could potentially go into Sylveon. Doesn't want to go out into Entei because the rocks are live. Now that I'm running through all of this, there's a very good chance of him staying in. Now that I'm running through all of this, there's a very good chance of him just staying in. Oh man, my heart is racing. My heart is racing beneath this Mankey shirt. I'm kind of glad to be getting the worst game out of the way. Next week we go up against A-Drive. He is going to withdraw, thankfully. So we're going to have one solid. Pokemon is going to come back in, which is fine because he'll take 25% from the rocks. He's going to take barely anything from U-turn. Although Psychic would have done a huge amount of damage to this thing. Absolutely monstrous amount of damage. So the good news is right here, right now, is when I can get my Melodic in. So we're going to go directly out into Juliet. I have no reason to do anything else. So Juliet hits the field. Juliet hits the field and we pretty much go for Scald. 100% of the time we go for Scald. That Hariyama does scare me because it could have the guts. And I think he planned for that perfectly, but I still have to go for Scald. We have to see what it does. I'm a nervous Nelly. I really don't like this game. Now, if he goes out into Venusaur, I'll be much happier with him going out into Venusaur than going out into Hariyama. 100% I will be thrilled because we could potentially get our Mirror Coat off. Now, Entei's taken 25% so far and change. Let's call it 26% because U-turn probably didn't do more than 1%. If we can get rid of that Entei. Honestly, the Raikou's a bit more of the problem. But let's see what he goes out into. Potentially going out into... Yup, gonna go right out into Hariyama. I knew it. I almost doubled out. In my mind, I almost doubled out. Don't burn it. Okay. All right, so we see this thing here, chilling like a villain. Not really sure what it wants to do. It's gonna want to go for a knockoff and get rid of my Assault Vest if I was just thinking if I switch in. I guess my best, well, this thing can learn Fire Punch, can it? I feel like Hariyama, looking at John's team, and he knows my Scizor is like my pride and joy. He's going to want to Fire Punch right there. Fire Punch would do way too much to Scizor. I can't risk the Biscuit at all. There's no Biscuit to be risked. Oh my goodness, this has got to be a joke. I can't go into Clouded, like I said, knockoff. I cannot let Juliet fall. I almost have to go into Bruce. Oh my gosh, this stinks. I have to go into Bruce. It's either that or I stay in and I risk it and I just risk and I keep going for the Scald Burn. I don't want the Scald Burn though. Like I keep going for Scald trying to chip down, but then it's gonna eventually, does Hariyama learn Drain Punch? We're running out of time, aren't we? So far I don't even want to jinx it. I don't think you learn Drain Punch, do you? No, that's the reason why you're low. All right, so you know what? I think we're gonna have to stay. We're gonna go into Bruce. I really don't like this. I really do not like this at all. I'm not a fan. I never was a fan. I honestly never will be a fan. Goes for the knockoff, very obvious. I mean, I couldn't switch in my Scizor. I can't. If he has the Fire Punch, it's nonsensical to switch in my Scizor. Now the question is, do we predict the Venusaur, who is guaranteed to come in? It's either that or Sylveon, and he's still got Sylveon waiting in the back, which means that could potentially be his Choice Scarf user. If I predict the Venusaur, I go out into Clouded. Venusaur switching is so obvious. But I've already been making predictions, so he may predict me to do that. Will he go for the safe plane? Just go out into the Venusaur. I really don't want to lose Conk because it's my Raikou Mach Punching friend. Although I don't have the Assaultus anymore, which makes me very weak to Raikou. I'm sorry I'm taking so long with these moves. I think I'm gonna just go for the Drain Punch. I'm just gonna go for the Drain Punch. Venusaur's coming in. Oh my gosh, that was the turn. That was the turn, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna remember that as the turn. That is 100% the turn. That still does more than I thought it would. We're gonna remember that as the turn, right there. I think I can take 2 Giga Drains with my Milotic, but I really don't want to just switch it in. It's way too obvious what I'm doing. I can't get rid of Octavius because Octavius is too crucial to that Sylveon. It's the only thing that's really gonna take on that Sylveon. It really is. I really want to keep Bruce, but I don't think I can. I think this Venusaur is just putting me in a position where I got to constantly sack things off. If I'm not going to make the prediction, then I have to sack things off over and over again. I was right there. Had I gone on into the Clouded, I'm pretty sure that I had a really solid chance of winning this game. I think I had a really solid chance of winning this game had I just gone on into Clouded right there. He's going to Giga Drain. I think Clouded can take 1. But then I can't take an E-Speed. I really will not be able to take an E-Speed. Question is, I don't have the time to run the calcs. I don't have the time to run the calcs. I think I have to stay and just go for a Facade. Drain Punch 120, 60. Facade does a little bit more. But Drain Punch gives us some recovery. We're gonna go for Drain Punch. He has the Synthesis. Had I just switched in. Can we crit him 3 times? All right, now I have the time to run the calcs. This is ridiculous. Had I just switched in. Oh my gosh. All right, we got to shake it off. Don't play on tilt. Come on. We got the Mankeys. A Zelf? Sure, we'll call you whatever that is. And then Venusaur. Mega defensive, because this thing is definitely defensive. I can take 1 of Giga Drain or Sludge Bomb with my Azelf. I can. Even more reason it would have been perfect to switch in right there. Synthesis, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb. I'm sure the last move is HP Fire. I'm positive the last move is HP Fire. I almost want to switch in Juliet. I really almost do. Like, Milotic is carrying a lot of special defense. Giga Drains don't do too much. But he can outstall me any day of the week. And all it takes is 1 crit. I can't believe I just didn't take advantage of that. All right, I'm switching into Clouded now. The thing I should have done last turn, but I didn't get time to run the calcs, I should have just known to switch into Clouded. There's the Giga Drain. Please do... Is that a crit? It's a crit! We're gonna call that the one that matters. I'm going for Psychic. You can say 100% that I'm playing on tilt now. Considering oh my gosh. I'm so salty. Had I just made the prediction before though, you know what? It's Pokemon. It is what it is. Gotta have fun doing it. So we gotta learn from this week 1 game. We really do have to learn. That was a rough set of turns right there. We're gonna go for the Psychic. If he's specially defensive, he's gonna tank it. We do manage to one-shot. Get up out! Get up out! Oh my gosh, it feels so good to kill that critting freaking dinosaur. Woo! All right, sorry if that just broke your ears. I apologize. The GBA is very much intense. So now that he's seen no item but a one-shot, am I choice specs? I don't know. So Azelf picking up the KO after getting critted. You just pissed this Mankey off. Blitzberg is gonna be the Raikou. The one Mon that I'm so terrified of on my opponent's team. 100% terrified, absolutely distraught. If he's choice scarfed, which he probably is, he's gonna outspeed and he's gonna get it in because we have the same base speed, believe it or not. We have the same base speed. So I gotta say that John's team is absolutely fantastic. Psychic is not a one-hit KO. Meanwhile, this guy can one-hit KO me every way to Sunday. Every which way to Sunday. So I pretty much have to sacrifice Bruce now, which is totally unfortunate, but I gotta keep my Azelf. After that play, I have to keep my Azelf. Now there's a chance this thing will sub up, but the way he brought it in screams choice scarf, goes for the volt switch, gets it off. If I still had my assault vest, I would take this so much better than I am right now. Unfortunately though, I do not have my assault vest, and the Sylveon is most likely going to come in. Now, if the Sylveon is packing, I just keep thinking that everything's packing HP Fire because he's gonna plan for my Mega. Of course he's gonna plan for my Mega in the GBA. If you guys don't know, in the GBA, you get to see your opponent's 11 Pokemon they get to choose from, and you have to plan for all of them. Man, had I switched into, if I could still have a full HP Azelf right now. I could still have a full HP Azelf had I switched in on that Synthesis. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous that I could have that. And we do have the rocks up. So we're gonna be chipping away slowly, a little bit each time at my opponent's team. Conkeldurr is really important to that Raikou, but unless Raikou's also packing HP Fire. If he brought HP Fire and everything, then he wins the game. Because if he brought Sylveon, Venusaur, and Raikou all with HP Fire, and he still has an Entei around, that's gonna be Sylveon, 100%. 100% Sylveon. This thing, the leftovers right there. We get to see what item it has now. Hyper Voice is going to do so much to anyone on my team except for, I kind of have to go into Juliet. I don't know. Well, okay, we see the leftovers, so we know that. So he's going to be specially defensive. He's going to be specially defensive. Milotic. How do you handle a Hyper Voice? All right, 30%. All right, so we pretty much have to go into Juliet. We have to go into Juliet here. It's a predictable play. My opponent could very well predict that predictable play could be predicted. Inuyasha, tell me something. You have the mic. Baton Pass, I knew it. Yo, you guys should see my damage calc screen. I picked up Baton Pass X. I said John is running Baton Pass in my head. Are we serious? Oh my gosh. Wow, I can't believe that. That was absolutely brilliant. Now I have to admit, brilliant play. Brilliant play. I still don't know if he's choice specs or not. I should be able to take one. So now's the time more than ever. To go for the Coat of Mirrors. I talked about this, Milotic. I talked about this. It was supposed to be for someone else, but I talked about it. Mirror Coat, just clicking it. I'm not overthinking. There's the Thunderbolt. Take the Thunderbolt, Juliet. Take it so well and get this Mirror Coat off. Throw it on top of this Raikou and get him up out. Get him up out with Milotic. Get him up out. That's 2 big threats down. 2 big threats down. The Mankeys. Are we doing this? Are we making the comeback of the century after sacrificing Honchkrow to Arceus? I don't think so yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. I gotta be honest. Milotic is gonna do really well right now. Milotic is gonna do ridiculous well. So we see the pup coming back out. I think he knows he has to try to take advantage of this moment. He has to try to take advantage of this moment. Now, with Extreme Speed Entei around, both Scizor and Azelf lose great. Like, they lose a lot. I have to say that if I can get the Hariyama in at some point, I can recover up with Juliet, and that should really help me out. I think that Bruce might be the target to kind of let go down. I'm pretty positive Bruce is going to be the target to let kind of fall to the wayside. We have the Stealth Rocks up. Entei's come in twice, I believe. Possibly only once, but I think twice. Clouded can take out the Hariyama. Maybe not in one shot, but he can do it. I know that this Juliet is pretty much a ticket to us winning. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I think I'm just gonna sack off Bruce. I do really want to go out into. We've seen Baton Pass, so I think he's got HP Fire. Then he's probably got. He doesn't have anything to Calm Mind Pass to, so he's not gonna do that. He could just have Baton Pass, Hyper Voice, HP Fire, Protect or Wish. I'm gonna go out into Bruce. I can't risk going out into full HP Scizor. Meanwhile, Bruce, the Conkeldurr, doesn't seem like too much of a necessity in this match. It does not seem like too much of a necessity. Goes for the Calm Mind. He has the Calm Mind. Wow, I just made a huge mistake. Oh, wow, I just made a huge mistake. Wow, I just made a huge mistake. Oh my gosh, I made a terrible mistake. Absolutely awful mistake. Now, I'm gonna go for the knockoff because I have to get rid of this leftovers. I know it's not gonna do much, and to be honest, he might just go for the Hyper Voice here. There's the Hyper Voice. I really thought for a second that he would not have the Calm Mind. Now, I don't think Mega Scizor can one-shot. I don't think he can one-shot. I don't think he's gonna one-shot. That was a brilliant Calm Mind. I should have just gone for an attack. Or I should have switched down to Scizor right away. Hidden Power Fire is gonna one-shot me, is it not? +1 Hidden Power Fire. Well, hold on. It depends. Is he... If he's max special attack, I think he's gonna be... Well, it's still a roll. No, it's not, because I'm not specially invested. Shoot. Shoot. If he's max special attack, if he's not max special attack, it doesn't one-shot. So no matter what Bullet Punch is to play to make, and we just have to roll the die. We just have to roll the die. This is all a die roll. I'm nervous. This is such a fun match, but I'm nervous. Oh my goodness. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. That +1 special defense is really gonna upset me. I obviously have the Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch is the safest play. Swords Dancing would make no sense at all. U-turn would also make, I mean, it would make somewhat sense, but not really, because even if he no matter who he goes down into, if he goes into Entei, double Bullet Punch might actually take him out just because of the Stealth Rocks. If he's come in twice, I really can't remember. I think he's only coming once now that I'm picturing his HP bar, but I'm max attack adamant. I am max attack adamant. So a Bullet Punch is going to hurt around 70% depending on his investment. If he's not, he's gonna withdraw. We forced it out. Oh my gosh, we forced it out. Goes out into Hariyama to take this Bullet Punch, but can Hariyama actually take this Bullet Punch? That is the question. Can Hariyama take this Bullet Punch? I really couldn't tell you. I really could not tell you. There's the Bullet Punch. And he cannot take two. He cannot take two. So we're gonna go for a second Bullet Punch. We are gonna go for a second Bullet Punch. Fake out. Oh, you tricky mongrel. Getting the fake out off from the Hariyama. It doesn't matter much to me. We're gonna bullet punch again. Oh my gosh, Octavius, please come through, Octavius. Okay, so Fisty's going down to Octavius. That's another knockout right there. Oh, I need more coffee. I am shaking. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm not. Inuyasha, why aren't you talking to the people? Yeah, okay, thanks, man. Good coaching advice, bro. You know, but I didn't mention this, but this is our tryout assistant coach slot. Inuyasha's trying out to be the assistant coach of the New York Mankeys. He's not doing very well, but our team is fantastic, doing swell with him here. So he might be here next week. It all depends on the outcome of this match. Let me tell you. Let me pull up Entei, because Entei's obviously the last threat on my opponent's team, in my opinion. I guess the Sylveon does not have the HP Fire. Yu offensive, bullet punch does 21%. He would obviously take me out of the Sacred Fire before 2 bullet punches would go off. So it really does depend what he's at. I have to save my Scizor for the Sylveon. No one else is going to be able to handle it. This has been one roller coaster of a week one. One roller coaster of a week one. Oh my goodness. Whew. This has been out of control. That Mirror Coat, my Milotic. I gotta give huge shout outs. I was planning this team with my friend. People in the GBA, what we like to do is we like to throw our teams back and forth and kind of build with each other. Adri was actually helping me out. We tossed on ideas back and forth, and he brought up, because last season I used Tentacruel. I used Tentacruel as my Mirror Coater. So what's interesting here is either we go out into all right, so we don't stay in no matter what. It's either we go into Juliet or we go into Clouded. Now, if he goes for extreme speed, I'll be in trouble if I go into Juliet because he can well, if he goes for E-speed, then we'll just go right back out into Octavius. We still don't know if this thing is choiced, but I really feel like it's choiced. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go, I don't think he's gonna go for a fire type move. I'm not gonna stay in no matter what, but I think I'm just gonna sacrifice Clouded. Because if he goes for double E-speed, that might take Juliet out. I don't have Protect on that thing. I really do not, so. I hate how you only have physically defensive damage calculations. Extreme speed does like 48%, so I'm gonna have to go into the Cody. But I don't think he can lock himself into extreme speed considering he can't switch in anymore. But we're gonna go ahead and go out into Cody. He's gonna go for the Sacred Fire. I'm sorry, little guy. I'm sorry, Cody. Clouded is gonna go down to the Sacred Fire. Kind of had to make that switch, just death fodder it in. And at this point, I can pretty much recover safely. I can go for the Scald Burn or the Toxic predicting the Sylveon, but there's really no reason. I'm just gonna go ahead and recover up. I'm just gonna recover up. This has been a crazy long match. I know that we're not used to these matches on my channel, but this is what the GBA ends up being. And there wasn't a lot of stall at all. So he's gonna go ahead and go for the Sacred Fire. We are gonna live and I'm gonna get my recover up. Thankfully, no burn on that because that would have actually mattered a lot. Now that I know that I can take a Sacred Fire easily, I'm gonna go for the Scald and get it off. No reason to risk a crit. I really should have gone for the Scald there, but we're gonna go for the Scald now. I kind of want to be able to get the Toxic off on the Sylveon. Not that it's 100% necessary, but the one thing that I'm still questioning is we've only seen Hyper Voice, Baton Pass, and Calm Mind. His fourth move could be HP Fire, but he didn't think that it would. The way his Sylveon's invested, he can't live a Bullet Punch. So I'm never gonna switch in my Scizor on that Sylveon. I will let Juliet go down so many times before I switch in Scizor. I'd much rather see. Because if his Entei switches out, E-Speed's not gonna knock out my Scizor no matter what health I'm at. It's not gonna knock me out. Maybe if he gets the HP Fire off, but the Bullet Punch should take out his Sylveon. So we're just gonna go for the Scald here. He's gonna go for another Sacred Fire. He misses a Sacred Fire. That is the second hacks of the game. There was one crit on his side of the field and that miss of Sacred Fire. I don't believe either really mattered too much, although Sacred Fire could have critted, then that would have been a double hacks, but you know, you could play the what if game all over the place, but that definitely is a smart way to end the battle. That kind of smarts. So we have Sylveon here. It doesn't matter what Sylveon does. I'm not switching in. I know it might seem like I'm gonna be stalling, but I'm not. The truth is that it's just not smart of me to switch in the Scizor when he potentially could still be packing HP Fire. So just hard switching in the Scizor right now would be completely foolish to me. It really would be. I'd much rather get a Toxic off and guarantee the victory, letting my Milotic go down, letting it be a narrow 1-0, as this week should have been. John is, and so many people have said it, John is the #1. I believe, I think a lot of people have said it. John has probably the best team in the GBA. Probably the best team. It really just is. He's gonna go for the Calm Mind to set up. Like I said, I'm okay with that. It's not the end of the world. I just need to have him at a certain amount of health, and Bullet Punch is gonna take him out. He is typing me to you on Skype right now, John. I'm sorry if you misplayed. It does happen. I misplayed in this match. I totally should have switched in Clouded against the Synthesis. I think that's the play you're talking about, though. You predicted the U-turn when I went for the Psychic. I think that's the turn you're talking about. But it's, John, it's the GBA. We're supposed to have fun. This was a great competitive match. And it's not, I mean, I don't want to say it's not over, but like once the Toxic is on here, I pretty much just have to let my Milotic go down. Maybe he doesn't even have HP Fire, but I don't want to risk it. I really do not want to risk it. If he has Wish, it won't matter because after he gets back up to full HP from the Wish, the Toxic is going to take its toll. So I don't think he's going to attack. I don't think he's going to attack just yet. I mean, he might attack now. Either way, I think I'm just going to keep going for the Scalds because even if he attacks, like I said, it's not going to matter. Bullet Punch is going to take out the Sylveon. Bullet Punch is 100% going to take out the Sylveon. So we're just going to keep going for these Scalds and kind of wrapping these up. I really want to thank all of you guys that bought this shirt. There have been over 500 New York Mankeys products between shirts, mugs, all that stuff bought. And that is insane to me. Juliet eating that Hyper Voice. Wow, a Miracle would have done it in. A Miracle would have been fantastic, would have kept given us a 2-0, but it's okay. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. We're also going to get a lot of toxic damage off, so Scald could potentially, let me see what his health gets down to. Okay, not enough for a Scald to take him out, but my Milotic still might get the KO. I could go for the Scald here. Had I gone for the Mirror Coat there, that would have been ridiculous, but like I said, I don't want to take any risks if he does have some sort of Wish or anything like that, but it's obvious that he doesn't now. We still have not seen that fourth move, so please understand that's exactly why I did that. I could not risk the HP Fire whatsoever. There was no chance of me risking that HP Fire. I'd much rather get Scizor in here safe to take away the little HP that Sylveon has left, and that is going to be week 1 of the GBA, an extremely narrow 1-0 victory. It is not the most it's not the most differential victory of this week. There's been a 6-0 already and a 5-0. Spoilers, I'm not telling you who, not telling you what, but some people did have some really tough battles. This was an insanely tough battle. John, all my respect for you. John is a fantastic guy in general. He's reached out to me so many times when I've been bummed out and hit me up on Twitter. You guys should seriously go check out his channel. He's a competitive battler, and you guys can see that he's absolutely amazing. Go check out his channel, show him some Shady love, tell him that you come from the Shady people. I'm gonna get out of here. New York Mankeys starting out the season right with a win like we did in season 1. Is this going to be a repeat of season 1 where we make it to the playoffs? Find out by coming out each and every week sporting your New York Mankeys gear. And I will catch you guys then. I love you so much. If you enjoyed this battle, I know it was a long one, please go ahead and leave a like rating just because it is long and it's gonna need your support. Some people really don't like long battles, but this is what the GBA usually is unless it's like a quick sweep. But I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys so much. Have yourselves a good day. But above all else, keep it shady.